Yes, we have 3 kids. They're 10, 8, and 4. We have 2 daughters and a son. We've seen as a family, we've watched commercials together and seen photographs of people who don't have water and don't have food, don't have homes. And we come across homeless people throughout the city. And those are conversations we were already having. And so this was such a beautiful piece to see. They saw their last name on this plaque and they were like, wait, what's happening?
I went to a place called Iron Tribe, exercising, working out, and there was an event they did, a workout for water, and I was invited to it, and I said, oh, that's interesting. What is that? And so I ended up going to this event, and all of the proceeds went to a nonprofit called Never Thirst. Fast forward about 2 months, I get an email from Brandon at Never Thirst. It just looked kind of like spam at first, and then I start going through and I see images of kids and even orphans and clean water, and I start reading, and then it's personalized, and it says thank you, Trey, for your generous donation to give our village clean water. And so I start scrolling down and I kind of start getting a tear in my eye because it's so personal. And then I see a photo of families gathered around this well, and there's water just flowing out. And I've seen these kinds of images before a lot. But then you zoom in, there's a photo and there's a plaque on it that says, thanks to the Cushman family, we're able to have clean water, and it says Never Thirst. And then I scrolled down a little bit more in the email, and there is a sign, they're literally holding a sign that says, thank you, Cushman family. And I mean, I just lost it. And so our kids, they looked through the email and they started seeing these images and these pictures, and they see kids like themselves. And that was my first introduction to Never Thirst. And I thought, what is this organization that would go to this length for this relatively small amount that I gave, the impact that I'm seeing firsthand, and not only the impact that our money impacted these families far, far away, but that also it impacts us in this such a personal way.
Right.
This is a payout I never anticipated and never expected. Even in our city, our children see homeless people and we talk about it a lot, so it's a conversation that we have. And they're sweet because our girls started years ago where they would put these Ziploc bags and kind of stuff from around the house, raisins,
Band-Aids and protein bars, and we would go to Target.
Bottled water and right.
And then when Trey came across Never Thirst and this email came through, and we were like, the girls were just like, wait, people just don't have water. How much? And they just were running to their rooms and getting their pennies and getting their dollars and getting their treasures and saying, what can we give them? What can we give to them, Daddy? What can we, how do we do this again?
And so what Never Thirst has brought to us is this remote nature of need that we can actually do something. We can affect that change, not through handing them bags of resources, but through stewarding our resources through Never Thirst. How can we serve our children and model generosity for them in a way that will affect not only them, but their kids and their kids and their kids? How can we affect a generation that we've maybe never met before? And we can't do that on our own. It's really Jesus. We want them to see that heart and know that heart. And we see it in them already.
It's like, no, let's bring living water to the whole earth. And I think that is many times just our mindset could be like, oh, that won't happen in our generation. That won't happen in our lifetime. What if it could? What if everyone who gets to watch this would stir something up in them that would say, man, I gotta tell everybody about this. And I want to give to organizations like Never Thirst, who are truly bringing that and making that impact, who are are telling stories that aren't being heard. I mean, I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. It's like, let's go, let's bring clean water to everyone and change the world.
As I think about generational giving for my children, it all starts with preserving our generation to be able to carry on the next generation. And that's what clean water is. It's giving hope through faith to be able to actually be able to make it to the next generation and the next generation. That's what's impactful
And that's the
with
power.
us as a family, is that's
Right.
important to us. There's nothing more important than that, to include that conversation in with our family, our girls, our son.
The signatory exists. They want to empower donors to write the last check for the last need and bring the gospel to the last person on earth. I mean, to think that everyone could hear about Jesus. And so how they've kind of partnered with Never Thirst is bringing one of those needs to people, and Lord willing, to the last person that would need it. And so they're aligned on their mission, and it's just Never Thirst carries this water piece of that need, which is so great. It's 800 million people without clean water, without access to clean water. And
There's no greater need.
that's
really,
right. Wow.
to be able to solve that.
I mean, that's
To
life.
be a
That's
part
life
of
right
that
there.
as a donor is incredible. To be able to say there's nothing more important than Jesus, and then to steward what he's given us, because it's not us, it's not our resources, it's his. It's just getting that in the hands of people, of his people as well, to reach the unreached.